Hello, everybody. I'm back with Zooming with Kaymitch, and I'm so excited for this next season of my interviews and everything. And that, without further ado, I have a coach waiting, so let me go ahead and add him to the call.
Gail, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't see you yet, though.
Yeah, let's see. I had trouble. There
There
we
we
go.
go. There we go.
How you
Hey,
doing?
Coach Adam, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Tell me a little bit about this series or this project you're doing.
Yeah, so I kind of started this podcast back around in September,
Okay.
reaching out to different players, grad assistant coaches, anybody who would kind of talk to me about like the mental health side of basketball more per se from their point of view and what they try to different questions and get their insight on what they think in the game evolving and changing every single day, just kind of getting their insight on different mental health things that they do and try to give to their players.
Yeah, okay. I love it. I love it. Are you having fun doing it?
Yes, I enjoy doing it. It's another way that I connect with different people and just kind of, like I said, get their insight and try to implement it to my players, my coaches, different things that I learn from others. And it's just, like I said, it's been a humbling experience to be able to talk with so many different great people in the game of basketball. And I'm so excited to have you on today. I appreciate you carving out some time to speak with me and be a part of my Zoom.
Absolutely. I'm excited. Go ahead. Take it away. Do your
Yes.
thing.
Yes. So without further ado, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, Kayla. Thank you for having me. My name is Adam Tandez. I'm the associate head coach at Northern Illinois University. I just completed my 8th season here. I
Yes.
just completed my 13th season overall coaching at the college level and my 15th season overall coaching because I also coached a couple years high school
Okay.
before I got into the college ranks.
hmm So with you talking about this being your eighth season and everything, kind of like what started your journey at NIU and kind of just moving up into the ranks of being an associate head coach?
Sure. So I'll take it back a little bit further than that.
hmm
I never thought I would coach. After high school basketball was done for me, I was going to go to college. I went to Marquette University,
hmm
honestly, because my two best friends were going there. I won't tell my kids that, but I made that decision. I was in a city. I grew up in the Chicago suburbs, so I thought that would be fun to go to college there. And they had obviously Marquette has a huge basketball culture. Like Dwayne Wade was
Absolutely.
there before I was there. They went to the Final Four, all that stuff. Everybody played pickup basketball, et cetera, et cetera. I never thought about coaching, like I said, but
hmm
then I get there and then I kept getting asked, like I would play at the rec or I'd be a part of some 3-on-3 tournament to support some cause.
hmm
And I kept getting asked like to play in different things and I kept getting asked to like coach different things.
hmm
That's honestly what happened. So I got first really the only I've only really participated on two boys basketball things ever.
Uh-huh.
Um, I've always been asked to coach girls teams, girls camps. I helped out at my old high school where I graduated from. I helped out at their camps, so that was one. And then when I got to college, it was like, oh, Marquette University is starting a club women's team. Would
Uh-huh.
you coach the club women's team? Because I was friends with some of them. Then it was like from that, the one of the people that played in the club, she's like, I used to help at this high school. Maybe you'd want to do their summer camps. It was an all girls high school in the suburbs of Milwaukee. So I
hmm
got asked to do that. Then
Cool.
from there, that person asked me to do uh seventh grade girls team
Wow.
and an eighth grade girls team. So then I just kept going with
Okay,
it.
going, yeah.
And I never thought I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be a coach and blah blah blah. And then I also worked for the Milwaukee Bucks while I went to up there. And
Oh,
while I was doing
wow.
that, working for the Bucks in game operations, not basketball, but in game
Okay.
operations, I was helping out there. And then one of the people who's actually on like the timeout dunk team, they asked me to help out for free to volunteer with like fourth grade boys team. So I coached a fourth grade boys team. And then from there, that actually led to more girls opportunities. So
Mhm.
that's just kind of how it started. I definitely got the bug. Then all of a
Uh-huh.
sudden,
Maybe this is
I
something I can do.
started, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So then I'm like, okay, I was studying the pre-med program and the nursing program at Marquette, um, which was hard,
I was gonna
but
say that's pretty overwhelming to be
it
trying
is.
to, you know.
It is. Both my parents are doctors, so that's what it was. Okay,
Mm,
that's all it was. It's like
yeah.
this is, I always helped at my mom's clinics.
Uh-huh.
My mom's a pediatrician. She's still practicing to this day. So it was like, okay, well, what do I know? Like, I don't really know what I want to be. Like, I got to make this huge decision when I'm 16, 17 years old. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll just try to do something in healthcare. But I told my wife is a pediatric nurse practitioner. I respect those people. My mother-in-law is a nurse, so on and so forth.
Your whole family.
I love all these people,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't for me. I
Yeah.
wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't passionate about it. I'd go to class and then I want to worry about like coaching. I want to worry about X and O's. I want to buy DVDs. I want to buy books and try to do all that. So anyway, this is a long answer to your first question, but so
No,
then
that's good. No, this is good. Yeah.
so from the youth coaching opportunity to the high school opportunity to then it actually became an AAU opportunity related to the high school, and from there I started giving some private lessons, some one-on-one, some small group stuff, and one of those people who I'm eternally grateful for, she worked at the university and she had a connection. I was training her daughter, and
Hmm.
she had a connection to Brian Wardle, who's actually the head men's coach now at Bradley University. And she
Oh,
said, why don't you call this guy and just ask for advice? Because again, I was training her
yeah.
daughter. I had no intention of coaching on the men's side or anything like that. She's like, you seem to really enjoy this. Maybe
Hmm.
someone should talk to you about um, coaching in college.
Uh-huh.
So she set up a call. It was maybe 10 minutes long. He wouldn't recognize me if I saw him walk right past him in the street. But he just said, listen, if you're really passionate about this, like you got to call different women's basketball coaches and try
Hmm.
to go work camps, like go volunteer at camps, like just help out, learn, see how they do things.
Hmm.
And so that's what I did. I just started working on a camp. So I did a 5-star camp. I did an Adidas camp that we sponsored.
Oh, wow.
That was through an AU program that was with Adidas. Um, Eventually, as I started coaching, actually, I still did camp. So I eventually did a Doug Bruno DePaul camp. I did University of Wisconsin Green Bay camp, all on the women's side. I did a University of Tennessee camp down in Knoxville. So in the
Wow.
process, I've got to
Uh-huh.
meet great people, learn different things, and that's how it got rolling. And then my coming out of college, I was like, I know I don't want to go to grad school for nursing. I know I wasn't going to be prepared, wasn't going to be able to go to med school. Like I didn't want to do that anymore. And so I applied, just blind applied to like 86 like college women's jobs, JUCO, NAI, Division 3,
Wow.
Division 1 stuff. I just
Uh-huh.
looked them all up, went to
Yeah.
different resources, websites, applied for everything. You get a bunch of like email no's, like no, no, thank you, underqualified. Then I got like a couple handwritten letters, which was kind of nice. And then I got 3 phone interviews. I got 2 in-person interviews, and I got 1 job offer after I graduated from college. And then that's how it started. I got hired at Ashford University, which
Uh-huh.
doesn't exist anymore. The lady that hired me there is Amy Egan. She's currently the head coach at Lindenwood, so
Okay,
kind
yeah.
of in our region.
Yeah, I know who that is.
So yeah, so she hired me, took a chance on me.
Mm-hmm.
The AD didn't want to hire me, but she saw something in me, and I
Is
was
this
very
was
fortunate.
this for an assistant position
A
or
graduate assistant,
a
graduate
graduate
assistant
assistant?
job.
Okay, okay,
Yep.
great.
So I was a graduate assistant there
Uh-huh.
for my first year, and then our assistant left to choose another job. So then I got promoted that first year to be an assistant at Ashford University.
Wow. Okay.
So I was there for 2, and then we went to Truman State University and Division 2 school in Missouri. We were
Hmm.
there for 3 years. In the process of being at Truman State, I coached against my current boss at Lewis. My current boss was at Lewis University, Division 2 school in Chicago. Coached against her. She ends up getting the Northern Illinois job.
Hmm.
And then on her second year, I joined the staff, and it's been 8 years since then. So that's my
Wow.
long answer to your questions.
That is awesome. Like that is so amazing. And I know a lot of times when I talk to people, like a lot of assistants, they just be like, look, you got to start emailing, you got to start talking. It start
Yeah,
with a hey, like, and all you need is one yes. You know,
right,
you get all of that emailing, but you got one yes, and that yes turned into a whole bunch of yeses down the line, you
right.
know. But it's just about believing in yourself. And that's so amazing, like how you just started off. And like you said, that's probably not something that was ideal for you, your whole family being nurses and stuff like that. And then you
Yeah,
like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to be a coach. And
right, right.
so I just think that it's so cool. You sharing your journey and everything. With you being at, NIU, I know I
Yeah.
looked it up and you are one of the offensive coordinators, like
Mhm.
playing a lot of the offense. So what are like your favorite offensive sets to run, screens, actions, and why?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think obviously, like depending on where you work and who you work for, I
Hmm.
think it's really important that if you're asked to help out on either side of the ball, first you have to have a lot of conversations with your boss, your
Hmm.
entire staff. You have to collaborate on those things, and you know, it's really important at every level, especially Division 1 level. There's so many of us that everybody's kind of rowing in the same direction. You know,
Right.
all the assistants, the graduate assistants, your operations person, your managers, your practice players, everyone's got to be headed in the same direction. So,
Hmm.
for us that's always a work in progress too. So for us, like player development is really, really important. So that
Hmm.
ties into how you want to play. Um, Bottom line, you have to decide what your offensive identity like is. And
Hmm.
again, sometimes that's hard. There's going to be times where there's
Right.
stuff that
Depending on players. Yeah.
yeah, you want to do something as a coach.
Hmm.
Then there's what your players want to do, and
Hmm.
then there's what your players allow you to do, like what you're capable of.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we want to play fast here at NIU.
Hmm.
We like shooting the three, but we'd prefer to do it off of paint touches and getting two
Hmm.
feet in the paint and sharing the basketball. But we want to ramp up possessions. Um, that's our goal. My boss doesn't want to play slow. Obviously, when you have to manufacture points, that happens sometimes where you have to
Right.
call sets and things like that. But really, for us, we'd like to play in concepts. Usually, there's actions to. We do run a lot of horns stuff. We have a lot of stuff to enter the ball into the post. We'll play with a lot of pistol action on the sideline. Um, but then you're really hoping that you're able to talk about reads and like there's some version or some form of structure, but then
Yeah.
you're able to teach your players how to play basketball, and make the right reads and
Right.
not be kind of handcuffed
Or
to,
robots. Yeah.
yeah, you don't want to be
Yeah.
handcuffed to action. So and then we do set a lot of ball screens. So
Yeah.
that is how we play. Just different ways to get two people on the ball so that we can get to the paint and share the basketball. That would be a simple way to put it. But uh,
Okay.
but in terms of what I like there's so many things out there. All the influences from Europe, obviously the WNBA, NBA, all the things like that. There's all good stuff. You want your defenders to be off balance. You want them to be trailing plays, and you want to be drawing two to the ball and finding ways to share it. For us, throwing the ball into the post has been a great way for us to get two on the ball.
Hmm.
Um, our post players have truly grown their games over the last 3-4 years, where they've earned the right to be double teamed in a lot of games and in a lot of possessions. And so then that's another way we get two on the ball and we're able to share it, reattack, shoot threes out of that.
Okay. No, that's really cool to hear. I've been like trying to do a lot of research on different set screens, action, what works best. I think a lot of more coaches are going to this play fast type of style. I know
Yeah,
we're transitioning into that. And it's so much more to the game of like playing fast, like you said, but also not, letting them have structure, but not robots. And so I
hmm,
think that's really cool how you allow that. And I love pistol action. I mean, it's hard to guard, especially if you got like a
right,
hammer screen on the backside,
yeah,
and so it's different wrinkles and stuff that you can add to the game. So I just wanted to kind of get your insight on that. So that's really cool.
for
Um,
sure.